Hello, students. How have you been? I hope you are doing well. Our lesson topic for today, that is Unit 4, Lesson 10, Animal Conservation. Before I'm going to proceed to this lesson topic, I would like to remind you what we learned last time. You remember, students, in the previous lesson, we were talking about how to write a letter. How to write a letter to your friends, to your best friends. So I was trying to show you that some steps that you have to be kept so as to write your friendly letters. And then besides that, we were talking also about some business letters or formal letters. But our focus was talking about how to write a friendly letter. To remind you some points that you have to bear in mind that there are some important issues you have to bear in mind. The first one is sender's address. Sender's address. It should be a part of a friendly letter that has to be written at the top of the friendly letter. So in the sender's address, you have to consider a lot of things here now. PO box is here, telephone, email, etc. And next to that, you have to write here now that is a date. Don't forget the date. Yeah, when you write a letter to your friend, date must be written. And the other one that is a greeting part. Greeting is very important. Yeah. While you are greeting your friends, don't focus on only the formal way of greeting your friends. Right? So you are welcome to say that like this. Hi, I am. As possible. Again, hi, without mentioning your friend's name. My dear, these are the greeting parties. So let's come again the next part of the informal letter, that is a friendly letter, beside greeting, that is opening one. Opening paragraph. Opening paragraph. What do you mean by that, opening paragraph? There are different ways of just opening your friendly letter in different ways. To remind you some of the paragraphs that has to be considered while you are writing your friendly letter. I received your letter. Your letter. Last week. I was so happy about the social activities you did to the community. These and such other types of paragraphs are possible used as opening paragraph. And then the next one that is body. Now, body is very important. What do you mean by that body means? Body means it's maybe an idea that you want to transmit to your friends what's going on at your school, what's going on in your village, what's going on, a special event is wherever it is. So you are welcome to write everything there. Body is very important part of the friendly letter that you want to talk or inform or notice to your friends what's going on in every areas. And then beside that, we have to focus on the closing paragraph. Closing paragraph. Closing paragraph is one part of a paragraph. Yeah. So you are welcome to express your closing paragraph in different approaches. There are a lot of ways actually. Okay, a lot of ways are closing your paragraph. As you have stated earlier in the opening paragraph, the same is true when it comes to the closing paragraph. You are welcome to use different kinds of expressions. such as what? Let's go and set some of the paragraphs. Okay. I hope I will receive another shoe in the next letter. I hope you will. This in some parts of the closing paragraphs are possible, okay? And then what comes next? There is what? Clause. What do you mean by that clause? Clause means simply different kinds of phrases that helps you to, close your personal or friendly letter. Like what? See you. Yeah. Okay? Be in touch with you again. You see? Best regards. Tell me my best regards to your families and the relatives, etc. Finally, you are welcome to put your signature or sign. Sign stands for referring to your name, and then you put your sign. These are some of the important issues that we have seen so far when we discussed about how to write friendly letter or personal letter or informal letter. They are all the same. So you have to keep all these procedures. Hopefully that you write a friendly letter to your best friend or anyone else. That is it. Thank you. For today, we are going to see that is a part of Unit 4. Unit 4. Animal conservation. Animal conservation. What are we going to talk about this issue? Animal conservation. Let's go to the actual issue of this lesson. That is listening. Okay, listening. What do we mean by that, listening? I'm going to tell you something about how you are going on, how you answer listening questions with different contexts. Listening. Next is it, I would like to tell you, it's a kind of notice, or announcement that is written by the director of a school to all students concerning to different issues. So while you are listening to these texts, please, I need you to focus on these 4 questions. The first one is, who is the director of the school? Don't forget that in my listening or in the listening announcement text, this question has to be considered. You are welcome to guess. And the next one is that is, what was the director's announcement? The third one that is, who were the addressees? Yeah. Who are the addresses? The one who concerns about these announcements. Who are they? The teachers, all the staff members, only the students, only grade 8 students. Who are they? This is what I mean. The other one is, when was written the notice And then what are they were doing while the students were listening to the notice. It's obvious that. Focus on these questions. I hope you are welcome. Your listening text or your listening activity has to be based on these issues. All right. So focus on these questions. Who is the director of the school? You are welcome to guess whoever it is. But your listening activity or your listening issue has to be based on the information that's given in the notice. Don't forget this one. The same is true. What was the address's announcement? The main issue that was written for the students about the information. And the other one that is, who were the addresses? Does it concern the staff members? Does it concern the students? Does it concern and also the school communities or specific classrooms or grades, etc. So you should consider all these things in your mind. What was written in the notice? Yeah, a lot of things are written in the notice. That is, a school director wants us to transmit to students how they are listening to and practice what is going on or what is told by the directors of the school. And what they were doing while the students were listening to the notice. Yeah, what they were doing mean that the teachers, right, the way, while the director is saying or just informing something to the students, right, the teachers are just keeping or looking after the students to attentively listen to the notice or information that is given by the school director. Now, I'm welcome to talk about the issue. Here is my school director, Atofik. I'm kindly request you that to listen to this notice. It concerns all the school communities and students from grade 5 to 8. Our main focus is that we would like to invite you to meet at a school library at 8 p.m. local time. So all of students that concerns this issue has to take part on that session. So we have already invited one person who is an expert of animal conservation. His name is Ato Yitbarak. Therefore, I hope everybody is just taking part on the right time as it is stated on the notice. And besides that, we hope we will learn a lot of things, how to animals be preserved based on the information given by the expert of conservation animal or an expert of this issue. Not only that, students, and after we have attending this meeting, we will go and visit some of the museums that concerns about animals. If you like, you are welcome to go and visit the Unity Park. It's one of a place that helps us to see different kinds of wild animals there. And then our experts will tell us also and inform us the way how these animals just live their life there. And we said that the expert of this issue, I mean that Ato Yitwarek also, meets us to go to the Unity Park. I'm sure that you'll enjoy it. And then finally, just you will inform this notice for those students who didn't inform or didn't attend this issue. So while you are coming to the journey or the trip, don't forget that you have to have your ID. Yeah, your ID has to be kept. Don't forget to have your snack too, such as biscuits, cookies, any kind of just fast food as possible. So, keeping all this information in your mind and inform to your parents at what time will you come back. We will come back at home at 6 p.m. local time. So we meet here early in the morning by tomorrow at 6 a.m. local time. That's all, students. Don't forget, keep in your mind all this information and share to everybody what's going on next time. Good. Now, these questions are, I think, related to the issues that the notice was announced by Ato Fikadu, who is the director of the school. Yeah, let me give some time and try to share it. Thank you so much. Hopefully that, yeah, you heard the notice 2 times, hopefully. And before that, I'm sure that you became familiar about these questions. Really, these questions are related to the issue that was noticed or informed by the school director, Ato Fekadu. Let's see and check whether these questions are related to that issue or not. Who is the director of the school? Share your answer with your friends. Yeah, if you are doing it well, I'm sure that you are a good listener. Yeah. So while you are listening, you should focus on important pointers. Yeah, what are the important pointers that are mentioned in the listening texts? What has to be emphasized? Yeah, what are important words and vocabularies should be considered here now? Similarly, while you are answering all these questions, come on, you have to go and think about only what specific information for each. Who is the director of the school? It has already stated. He's over that. You are welcome. I'm asking you to answer only the question what? Who? Who is a person? That's it, WH question word is. Don't forget that. Therefore, this WH question word stands for referring to a person. Whoever he is, that is a person. Who is that? Who is the director of the school? Who are the students? Etc. What was the address's announcement? What was the address's announcement? Does it concern all students? I mean that from grade 1 to grade 8? No. No. Does it only concern the school staff? No, it's not. So, there is also a specific people are invited to take part on that notice, on that meeting, so as to talk about or to listen to the experts' information about how to preserve or how to conserve animals in different areas. And the other one is who are the addressees? Yeah, who are the addressees? Again, it is a person. Here and now, what was the addressees announcement? That is the issue. The issue is already stated there. What that? The issue is already stated about announcement is so as to listen to an expert to talk about animal conservation. This is what stands for referring to the issue. It's maybe a thing, it's all right. Who are the addresses? I have already stated earlier, right? So only students, grade 5, 6, 7, 8 students, along with what? School community. School community. And beside this, of course, the expert of animal conservation, Mr. Yitwarek, also invited to take part on this meeting too. That's why, because he's our guest. He's a guest. When was written the notice? Yeah, the notice is already written in February 11, 2025. February 11, 2025. So, this also clearly stated. Again, when it stands for what? It's a time. Okay? Yeah, it is time. That's why, because it's talking about a time when always tells us about time. Here now, what is the thing? So you should focus on all these issues. Things, it's maybe thing or things, maybe different kinds of issues. Who it's already stated there, that is a person, all right? To make you so clear about this issue, the person. And then what they were doing while students were listening to the notice. What were they doing? Definitely, there are different kinds of people who concerned about students to listen to the notice that's given by the director of what the school, Mr. or Ato Fekadu. So what are they? Just to keep or to check or watch the students how they are attending the notice attentively. So it concerns all the people. It's not only that, or you see, activities that has to be kept while students are doing something, and instead of listening to the notice or information seriously, if they are doing their own works or playing different kinds of activities in the school, that's why they are children. Therefore, they have to keep all these issues instead. That's why, because what they were doing while students were listening to the notice, all and some other informations are already stated there. Of course, for the time being, these questions are enough to understand the listening text. So, while you are listening to a text, the very important point that you have to keep in your mind is that you should know which is a very important issue. Underline what is the focus of the information. It's maybe talking about examination when it is taking part. It's maybe an issue to celebrate about the campaign of what? HIV. It may be a kind of event to celebrate Culture Day. It may be a kind of celebration or event to take part Science Day or Science Fair Day, etc. So this is the focus. You should focus on this issue. And we said that, oh, I'm sure that this notice is talking about this issue. Yeah, without listening to the notice, you are able to guess. Oh, I'm sure that the listener is talking about this issue. That's why, because it's already say science fair. Science fair means that, oh, it may invite different kinds of students who do have different ability or skill regarding science. Yeah, creating something to show their quality, their performance on the display and to express about it. All these things should be considered. It's not only that. It's maybe if the issue that is about examination, when it is taking part or when does it takes part, right? You should consider, oh, I have to go and check my exam room. What subjects come first? And what about next? Oh, I have to study this part, blah, 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 etc. So the first point, the first issue tells you a lot of things while someone is talking about or saying about different kinds of issue. It's not only that. Another thing you have to bear in mind is that, okay, the date is very important. Yeah. The date has to be stated clearly. Yeah. Without it, right, you can't answer. When the question is that is when, here it is, when is already written here now. When stands for referring to that as the time. So the speaker has to give more emphasis about all the issues that are stated there. Without time, there is no information. That's it. So, in short, these and other issues have to be considered while you are listening to the issues. Finally, I would like to just tell me what you have heard, any information that's given by your teachers, is maybe by other persons concerning it to a special project maybe. So your teachers or anyone else will give you any kind of projects and then just try to share and tell to your friends, and he's going to listen to or she's going to listen to you and tell to her in short. That's all we have for today's students. Till we meet next time. See you. Goodbye, students. Goodbye.
So the fourth of the heats in the 400 IM, and your eyes are transfixed with lane 4. Why not with Michael Phelps? One of his great rivals against him here.